We will start 14th here in this one. Again, Harrison Burton on the pole for this one. Grant Enfinger will start at the rear, and Josh Balicki also starting at the rear. So two drivers at the rear of the field. Both of them not going to hinder my starting position in this one. And we will get to it.
Be ready.
Who will win the championship race here in Miami? 200 miles, 134 laps on a 1.5 mile racetrack, and the green flag is in the air. We will see who will win a championship in about an hour and a half. Three-wide battle going on right now. Slight contact made with Tyler Ankrum. Already going to get by one of the four drivers in the hunt for the championship, and being my teammate Matt Crafton.
Still there?
Two out of the four trucks are going to be Thor Motorsport teammates, and we will see how that one will work out throughout the course of this event. Dylan Ruffton had a bad race at Phoenix at ISM Raceway in the last race. He has a top 10 starting spot. We get a huge shot from behind.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Now another shot.
Outside now. Still there inside.
We're just getting shifted all over the racetrack right there.
Looking inside now. Clear all around. Outside, outside.
Very tough to keep control of the racetrack right now as far as trying to stay ahead of these guys.
Stay on the bottom. Got a car coming inside now. Stay high, stay high. All clear.
Currently, Stuart Friesen is the race leader. Don't have to win this race to win the championship. We are 6-0 as of right now in the postseason. And it would be nice to finish undefeated, but most importantly, we got to get the championship done here today. Race going on here as we got 3 of the 4 playoff drivers running 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. As Matt Crafton has just moved up to the 6th position. 4 wide now for a short moment, slight contact made.
Careful, still there.
But Brett Moffitt is out of nowhere. Harrison Burton was able to slide out underneath.
Inside, inside. Car there on the outside.
And now even more contact.
All right, you're clear there.
All of this is accidental. I'm just getting hit from behind by a bunch of trucks. And they're all non-playoff drivers. Not entirely sure what that's all about.
Inside,
Now into the wall.
Stay high, stay high.
Battling for 10th right now with Brett Moffitt, but we are not having a very good day so far.
Careful, still there.
Despite only being 6 laps into this race and running in the 10th position. Trying to run the middle to the top lane on the racetrack here. Using the controller in this one once again. 128 laps to go. Of course, plenty of time in this one. Battling a fairly loose race truck right now, and that will only get worse deeper into the run. And it's not necessarily the setup that's getting me loose, it's the damage I've got on the rear bumper from trucks running into the back of me. But nevertheless, here we go, dive bomb down to the inside. For 9th on Tyler Dipple.
Stay low,
Can't quite clear him, but it will pull alongside of him. And the pole sitter, Harrison Burton.
All right, clear outside.
In rough shape right now. About to fall back to 9th.
Still there. outside.
Finished second last week at ISM and came that close to making it to the championship race. Both Grant Enfinger and Harrison Burton, the only two drivers eliminated in the last round of the playoffs, in the round of 6. Both had runner-up finishes in a race in that round. And a win means you're automatically in. Enfinger finished second at Martinsville and a second place finish at ISM.
Car there on the inside. Road clear.
For Harrison Burton. Just past Dylan Lupton around the outside of the track now. That will move us up to the 7th position. I feel confident that my truck will handle best running on the bottom versus the top, or the middle for that matter. It's just not nearly as fast. And sometimes you have to be on the edge. You have a great shot of winning this one. Closing in on the 6th place truck here, Ty Gilliland. About 4.5 seconds off Johnny Sauter, who is the race leader. Matt Crafton currently in 3rd, looking to the inside of the 2nd place truck to try and get around him for 2nd. Crafton is one of the 4 in the championship 4. Now working to the inside of Gilliland. That will be a pass for position.
You got room. You're clear.
And now closing in on Ross Chastain, who is right behind us in 5th. Big pass here for Ben Rhodes. Rhodes now to the inside of Chastain into turn 1. For 5th, we're going to clear. Stuart Friesen's just been passed now by Crafton. Crafton up to 2nd, and that is the driver we are chasing right now. Johnny Sauter, another teammate of ours, is the race leader, but again, he never even made the playoffs, despite having good runs in the postseason. Simply missed on points, and he did not have a win this year. Haven't even had to mention Austin Hill yet in this race, but he is the 4th competitor in the championship 4. He was the last driver to make it in on points, only by 3 points. Clinched the spot over Grant Enfinger. Enfinger was one of our teammates that ended up missing this championship race here. Crafton pulling away from Stuart Friesen now. Hard to tell from here if he's actually gaining on Johnny Sauter, the race leader, but Sauter will enter lap traffic here in a few laps. It'll be the first time today that we have seen lap traffic. Sheldon Creed working on the outside here. We're going to drop down to the inside. Trying something different to close the gap on him. He's got the run down the straightaway. We'll go back down to the bottom again as he's on the top side. Side by side for 4th now between Ben Rhodes and Sheldon Creed. Can't quite clear him that time. We'll have to stick it out right behind him. But now we get alongside of him again here on the entrance to turn 1. And we're going to clear him in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Very interesting way to get around him that time. But nevertheless, it will work. No points on the line in this one. Just simply who finishes better of the 4 drivers in the hunt for the championship. You finish 28th in this race and still win the championship if you're ahead of the other 3 trucks. Sorry, 29th in this race. In the championship if you're ahead of the other 3 trucks. But likelihood of that happening is slim to none, so won't have to worry about that. Matt Crafton, early on, our teammate, fellow competitor to race for the championship, having a good run. But I do hope that we finish first and second for the team's sake, so we can at least have first and second place driver in the Truck Series Championship here get it done. But I don't think that's going to be possible exactly, but you never know.
Got a car coming inside now.
Just cleared Stuart Friesen for position.
You got room, you're clear there.
And that will move us up to third. Johnny Sauter's about 2 seconds ahead of Matt Crafton. A little less than 2 seconds ahead of Crafton in second. And he's got just over a 2.5 second lead over us in third. 1, 2, 3, Thor Motorsports running on the racetrack right now. And close the gap in turns 1 and 2 on Crafton. In the midst of lap traffic as well. They try the top side of the track here as Crafton goes to the bottom. Trying to run a different line. Lap truck of Joe Nemechek looking like he's going to get in the way. And we're going to split Nemechek off in turn 4. And we have a new leader in the championship leaderboard anyway. It's going to be me with 113 laps to go as I overtake Matt Crafton for second. And now we'll try to work on the race leader Johnny Sauter here in this run.
Still there? Alright, you're clear there.
Crafton not going to give up, especially if there's a race for the lead. Johnny Sauter's going to race hard despite the fact his 2 teammates in the championship hunt are just behind him.
Alright, clear low.
Because obviously he's going to want to go for the win here. And the other 2 championship competitors are really nowhere to be seen right now, at least in the top 5, so our progress getting hindered, especially this early in the race, won't matter too much.
Still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Lap traffic not really paying Johnny Sauter many favors though, that's for sure.
You got room, you're clear.
Got about 6 truck length lead with 112 to go. Tires shouldn't wear out really at all too much here, so 4 pit stops won't really matter. We'll get through them pretty easily. $111 laps to go. Sauter down to the bottom to protect now. Dean is going to run the top side. And that will allow us to get a little bit of a run off the corner here on Sauter, but not as much as we would have had if we actually ran the top. But we're able to get alongside of him now, side by side into turn 3 for the race lead. And we will clear Johnny Sauter off of turn 4. He will not have enough momentum off the top to make a crossover move this time. And we have a new leader in this race with 110 to go, and it's one of the Championship 4 drivers here, Ben Rhodes. It's the first Championship 4 driver to have a lead in this race. As we're on lap 25. And we are just over a 5th of the way through this race already. Again, final race of the season here in the Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Pretty interesting stuff. First of 2 seasons for the Truck Series that I will run. I will do a season with stages in each race. with the 4 races, so that will be just as realistic as the actual point standings in NASCAR. Figure I'd do this one just for fun, along the way with it, like I am in every other series, racing the 4 race without any stages.
Stay low. You're all clear up top there.
Not the old school point system, but consistency is key, especially in the regular season. Win still gets you into the playoffs, as well as advances you from round to round if you win in the playoffs, but definitely a different point system than what
Stay on the bottom. Alright, you're clear there.
We've seen here in a while. This is kind of like the point system in 2015 and 2016. Or sorry, just 2015. 2016 was the start of the playoff era, I believe. No, 17. 17 was the start of the stages. That's what I meant. That's 16. But yeah, about like the 2015-2016 season. In the Cup Series at least, because the Trucks and Xfinity Series did not have a playoff system until 2017. Sorry, 2016. Just getting my facts and years all messed up here. Regardless of the fact we got just over a 2-second lead over Johnny Sauter right now. And the next question will be, when will the first set of pit stops come in? And will they be under caution if we get a first caution of the race? Or will it be green flag stop? We saw one set of green flag stops in the last race, and one set of pit stops under caution in the last race. We had 2 cautions in that race. Ended up pitting under the last caution, was the only driver on the lead lap to come into the pit, so I got to restart in 7th. Got a great restart, and was able to use the 4 fresh tires to prevail to victory, taking the lead with 11 laps to go. We now have 104 laps left on the season here. Homestead-Miami Speedway in Miami, Florida.
Still there. Alright, you're clear.
Only 15 trucks on the lead lap right now, but all of the Championship 4 competitors are on the lead lap. And with this long stretch of green flag running here to start this race, it is key to try to catch up to the other Championship 4 drivers and possibly trap them a lap down and keep them from having a shot to win this championship. Especially with 2 of the championship drivers running 1st and 3rd, and they're both Thor Motorsport teammates. Right front tire now just starting to get pretty worn out. Down to 20% tire wear. Should last about another 5 to 10 laps though. And here's our first competitor in the Championship 4, running 15th. It's Brett Moffitt, and he is in danger of going a lap down, and he will. And so just like that, Brett Moffitt will fall a lap down, though he is the first truck 1 lap down. And if a caution comes out, he will get the free pass to be back in the lead lap, but he will have to restart at the rear of the field. So we have 1 driver a lap down out of the Championship 4 here in about the first quarter of this race. With green flag pit stops coming up here in about the next 5 to 10 laps. That is despite the fact that we have 14 laps left, estimated fuel. But our right front tire getting pretty worn out here.
We're going to need those tires to last, driver. Clear high, clear high.
Just widened out to about a 5-second lead over Johnny Sauter, but the guy we're racing as of right now is Matt Crafton, who is in third. And he's 8 seconds back of us. Caution will change everything, but we do still have 99 laps to go at the same time.
All right, you're clear.
Whoa, really loose off of turn 2 randomly there, and have to get back up onto the racetrack. Thankfully, I already cleared that lap truck. Been battling a loose truck here since the early stage of this race. Got bumped from behind by a couple trucks in the rear bumper randomly going into one of the sets of corners. Literally about 6-7 laps into the race, and since then I've been loose, but now as the tires have gotten really worn out, it's getting even harder and even looser as far as the handling is concerned. You can tell just within the lap times how bad that they have gotten.
Easy on the tires, driver.
Fastest lap of this race that I've run is a 33.269. Fastest lap I've ever ran here at Homestead is a 33.179. And we are struggling to run 33s at all here. We're about a 1/10 of a second slower than our original fastest lap time. And now here in Hill. Hill in 13th, he is the second of the 4 championship 4 drivers, and he will now go a lap down, and that will mean that Brett Moffitt is no longer in the free pass position. Austin Hill is in the free pass position, and it is definitely a key here to try and get around the next lead lap car, so that way Austin Hill is no longer looking for the free pass. Oh man, loose off of turn 2 again. Using all of the racetrack to try and save it. Just trying to hold on here as long as I can before we take our green flag pit stops.
You got room, you're clear there.
And the reason why I'm even waiting as long as I am is just in case a caution comes out, we can trap Brett Moffitt a lap down. And maybe even Austin Hill if we can get another truck a lap down here. Don't have many more laps left though on that right front tire. Gonna stay out this time. .94 laps left.
Go easy on the tires. Road clear.
Dylan Lupton's in 12th right now, but we're not going to catch him because we are going to pit. Well, we might catch him into 3 and 4, but going to go down to the inside of him here as we are going to pit this time.
Clear high, clear high.
And not try to risk it again as he tries a crossover move. That almost kept us from getting down onto pit road. Speed limit at 45 miles an hour. We back it down to 42. We have green flag pit stops here for the first time tonight. Should be a 2 pit stop race to the finish. Estimated pit stop coming up right here, and that will be about 16 seconds. And it was 16 seconds, right on the money there. So we are currently going to be a lap down. Oh, almost missed that little apron strip here. Struggling just to get back on the racetrack. Alright, here we go. Trying to get back up to speed now. Currently 1 lap down. The race leader, Johnny Sauter, is actually not that far ahead of us. So if a caution is to come out, we would get the free pass. But we will have to restart at the rear of the field. Currently Austin Hill's back on the lead lap. Brett Moffitt is not. And that is going to play a whole different pit strategy for them just to remain in this one. And there we go, caution is out. First time today we will get a yellow. With 92 laps left in this race, we get our first caution. And that will allow everybody to pit under caution now. We pit under green, but again, we were the first truck 1 lap down. So after getting the free pass, we will restart at the rear of the field.
Drive safe, be smart, keep your head on straight.
And not only we will restart at the rear of the field, here we go, green flag back in the air now. Here at Homestead. 87 laps to go. That's 5 laps under caution.
Careful, still there.
Not sure what the caution came out for, but at least we got the free pass. We're back on the lead lap, and Brett Moffitt is stuck a lap down, but currently Matt Crafton is going to get the lead off this restart from teammate Johnny Sauter, and just like that, a different Championship 4 driver is just going to take the lead. It's official at the line. Lead change with 86 laps to go, and Matt Crafton is now the race leader. Trying to get around these lap trucks in the back of the pack here as quick as possible. Still currently in 14th. Working to the inside now of Austin Wayne. Slight contact. We're battling hard with each other. Despite the fact he is 1 lap down, but he is going to be fighting as hard as he can to get in that free pass position. Brett Moffitt currently in the free pass position right now in 15th. He's hoping for another caution now to get back on the lead lap. We ride along now inside the race truck here at Homestead. We run the middle through turns 1 and 2. As you can see Brett Moffitt up ahead here. He's really struggling to find speed in the race truck. Good timely caution though for Austin Hill. As if we would have cycled back through, he would have been caught a lap down for sure. There really would have been no way of him getting back on the lead lap.
Careful, still there. Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear.
Still haven't passed anybody for position yet. Josh Balicki will be the first driver that we will have to pass for position since getting back in the lead lap at the free pass. But of course here in this one, it's all about winning a championship. Now to the inside of Balicki.
Careful, still there.
Brett Moffitt in the way. He's a lap down trying to hold on to the free pass position. He kind of ran into the back of them there. That'll slow us down. We'll have to side draft off of the 34 Balicki again. So we try to make a move.
Alright, you're clear then.
Can we clear him? Yes, we do. So we are now up to 13th.
Careful.
Out of the inside of Brett Moffitt.
Clear high, clear high.
Gonna get around him. We've driven the same paint scheme all year long here in the Truck Series in the Carolina Nut Company truck. The only paint scheme that we've got on this truck for the entire season. But it has definitely been a fun ride and a fun season so far. Hopefully it'll end with a championship as we side draft off of Dylan Lupton there. Got a little tight. Back to try and side draft off. Really make sure we cleared him before we got into turns 3 and 4, and easily done that time. Austin Hill duking it out for 10th right now with Harrison Burton, but we're going to close the gap instead on Austin Hill. We are side by side to be second in the championship running now. And Austin Hill is now falling back to the 12th position here once again.
Alright, you're clear then.
And the pole sitter, Harrison Burton, now going to fall back to 11th as we clear him off of turn 4. Josh Reum will go down to the inside. That will open up the top side of the track for us to get around him. Carry a ton of speed down the back straightaway and into turn 3. So now shoot back down to the bottom of the track here, and we're going to try to pull alongside of Ross Chastain, and we get alongside his corner panel, which is just close enough to side draft off of him down the front straightaway, just making some huge moves. And now we have just cleared Chastain for position. So we are up to 8th. Got about another 2-second advantage before we get to 7th, which is Todd Gilliland right now. But hopefully we can get to him sooner rather than later. $75 laps to go. About a third of the way through this race. Actually, over a third of the way through this race. We're almost halfway home already here in this championship. The Gander Outdoor Truck Series, the whole season comes down to this for 4 drivers. We just try to close the gap as much as possible here on Matt Crafton. 74 laps to go currently. Fairly quickly, we have caught Todd Gilliland. Matt Crafton and Johnny Sauter, the first and second place trucks, really pulling away from the third place truck and the rest of the field beyond him. It's pretty amazing. We go to the top side here to get around Todd Gilliland.
Still there.
And that will give us some straightaway speed.
Clear low.
And we will clear him easily before we even get into turn 3. Definitely running hard, and we are running fast here in this 99 truck for Thor Motorsports. Grant Enfinger up to 6th now. So the top 7, 4 of the top 7 are all Thor Motorsports race trucks, including the race leader, Matt Crafton, who is, again, racing for a championship here tonight. At the run down the back straightaway to get to the inside of Grant Enfinger now into turn 3.
All clear.
And just like that, Ben Rhodes fighting from the rear of the field after getting the free pass and now up to 6th. Can't have mistakes like that in a championship race. Luckily enough, not only we got the free pass, but it wasn't our fault to begin with. We had to pit at that time. We just so happened to be first truck to pit, and right before anybody else could come onto pit road, a caution came out, and we were already stuck a lap down. But again, luckily...
Stay on the bottom here.
Oh, very slight contact there with Sheldon Creed.
Still
70 laps to go now.
Yellow's out.
And we
Back it
get a
out.
caution. Once again. Second caution of the race. This will set up an even more interesting race to the finish. We're going to pit because everybody from 7th on back will, which includes Austin Hill. And Brett Moffitt will also get the free pass here. Got 3 more sets of tires to use here, so we will use another set, leaving 2 more, and we will actually be the first truck off of pit road. We were 7th when the caution came out, so we actually gained a spot on pit road that time. We'll pause it here for a short moment and be back in a bit. Alright folks, we are back here. I had to plug my phone in just in case the battery died. Not sure it would have made it to the end of the race, but here we go nevertheless. We're going to restart in 6th following the second caution of the race. Green flag back in the air. We're the first truck on 4 fresh tires now. And here we go. Making a 4 wide move for position, and now to the inside, taking it 3 wide for the lead into turns 1 and 2. And we're going to clear Matt Crafton for the race lead, who's one of the championship 4 drivers. Everybody has to pit at least one more time, but the time to take tires there and put laps on the field was definitely there. 66 laps to go, and we have just taken the lead here at Homestead. Cross flags was out in the air. We were halfway as soon as they dropped the green flag. And now Crafton has fallen outside the top 5 for the first time since the start of the race. Getting shafted back on the restart here as he's still trying to fight his way through, but he's stuck in the middle in traffic. Austin Hill has now gotten around him to be the second truck. And again, Brett Moffitt got the free pass, so he is back on the lead lap, meaning all 4 championship drivers are on the lead lap in this one. Will we get another caution, or will that be the final restart of the race? Who knows? Our teammate Grant Enfinger, who we actually beat off of pit road. Looking pretty good. In fact, he is closing in on us now. Trying to get the advantage with the short run speed. We do have the clean air in front of the field right now, though, so that is going to work out for our advantage. It's about as perfect as we've ran the top side of the track there in 3 and 4 that time. So lead yet another lap at the line. Continuing to run the top side of the track here, which is going to give him a chance on the bottom to pull up alongside of us, but if he can't do it, it's just not going to work.
Car coming inside now.
Like right there, you could not get the job done. We are not racing him right now. We will put up a good battle to try and hold on to the lead for track position in the clean air, but here we go again. He can pull alongside of us. He just cannot clear us right now. And here he goes again. And 1 and 2. Back down to the bottom as we stay true to the top side of the track. Contact is made. Got loose off of turn 4 just enough. Slight contact was made. And if we were racing clean, I probably could have kept the momentum going and got past him again. But that little mistake that I made was enough for Enfinger to clear us, and now Grant Enfinger has just taken the race lead with 61 laps to go. Now down to the bottom of the racetrack here. Austin Hill into the top 5. He is up to 4th. And he is quickly trying to move his way through the field and fight for a championship he never would have thought would have been possible 50 laps ago. After falling a lap down. But a timely caution after I pit, which gave me the free pass and put him back on the lead lap before the caution came out. And now he's battling it out in the back half of the top 5. Just amazing. Still trying to battle with Enfinger again. We can close into his back bumper, we just cannot get around him again right now. And I'm sure the time is a little tough for us to pass him, but nevertheless, here he comes. Enfinger back down to the bottom again, and here comes Road on the top side of the racetrack. Rhodes can't get the stick that well that time. Enfinger holds on to the lead. How much longer will this battle hold up?
Careful, still there.
Down to the bottom of the track now, trying to clear him as Enfinger runs the top, really kind of pinching us down. Enfinger gonna get the run off the corner. But we side draft off of him, and in fact, we have just taken the lead at the line and now cleared him going into turn 1. A power move on the inside from Ben Rhodes. And just like that, we are back in the lead with 57 laps to go. The top 2 trucks have just pulled away from the rest of the field right now. And again though, assuming we stay green to the finish of this race, 56 laps to go. And the rest of the championship 4 aren't even in the top 5 right now. Well, it seemed like Austin Hill was finally going to move through the field, and he is slowly starting to drop back again. Just crazy. Enfinger's still giving us a fight right now. And I can tell you, he is not going to give up. He hasn't won a race all year, despite the fact he has made the playoffs, made it to the round of 6. And now, running second here at Homestead after missing out by just 3 points. Missed out on the playoffs by 3 points. Had a runner-up finish at Martinsville that could have sent him to the championship. I ended up beating him, and in hindsight, the team would say, well, we could have had 3 drivers not only in the playoffs, but 3 drivers in the championship 4, but you never know what could happen, and this could be the race for the championship right now. So for my sake, it's a good thing I beat him that day and made the pass with 2 laps to go to win the race. Just about to strike 3 o'clock here this afternoon. Austin Hill now back up to 5th. 53 laps to go in the race. And when will the final pit stops of this race come? Pretty certain we've still got quite a bit of time left in this one, obviously, but just never know how things are going to go. Just over a 1 second lead on Enfinger now. We're finally starting to pull away from him. Not even halfway through this fuel run. But if the caution comes out, we will be borderline on making it to the end of the race on fuel. You can still pit for tires 2 more times. There are only 6 drivers in the field that can pit 3 times still. This could give them that much more of an advantage. But I don't even think we're going to use that final set here in this one, unless cautions play out to a certain extent. We've had 2 cautions today. We will just have to see how this will play out. Austin Hill, well, there's a caution right there with 51 laps to go. And everybody that didn't pit the first time will pit now. So with 51 laps to go, we get our 3rd caution of the race. We will pit here for 4 fresh tires. Half a tank of fuel, which will fill it up the rest of the way. And we actually lost a spot on pit road to Johnny Sauter, so we will restart 7, coming off pit road 2nd. Lost 1 spot. Green flag will be back in the air here at Homestead. 47 laps to decide a champion. Will this be the final restart of the race? Taking a huge jump here, 3 wide to the inside, now trying to get up to 2nd. And we do, we're up to 2nd place. Just behind the race leader, Grant Enfinger, now to the inside for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, we are going to clear Enfinger before we get into turn 1. What a restart on these 4 fresh tires. And so far, so good. Ben Rhodes is back out in front with 46 laps to go in the championship. Now down to the bottom of the racetrack. Just to protect, but now currently a 1 second lead. We're quickly pulling off right now, but there are trucks that are faster than us for about the first 20 laps of the run. And that includes Matt Crafton, who is a driver we are racing for in the championship right now. And I can only assume once he gets up to second, he's going to try to run us back down. Brett Moffitt as well. He's now up to fifth. He's going to try to do everything he can to get up there. Three fastest trucks in the field in this one are Thor Motorsports race trucks. And that is Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, and Johnny Sauter. Sauter not being a playoff driver, but you can see he is slowly closing in on us. As the lead is vanquishing now, as he is just over 1 second behind us with 44 laps to go, and he's going to try to make a run. As of right now, we are 2 laps to the good on fuel. Some drivers will still have to pit to make it to the end of this race. And that will be the top 5 that actually stayed out under the last caution. Sauter's closing the gap now, about a half second back of the race lead. Moffitt still holding on to fifth, not able to get through the traffic as well. Sauter has closed the gap now to a couple truck lengths as we roll into turns 3 and 4. Leaving a lot of bottom open, but we're going to try to get the run. We make a mistake off the wall in turn 4, and Johnny Sauter will take the lead here at Homestead. Just passed by our teammate with 42 laps to go. Not saying he wasn't going to get around us anyway, but that definitely made his pass a lot easier than what it had to be. Trying to keep him within sight. We're now stuck in the dirty air behind Johnny Sauter right now. Matt Crafton now up to fifth as he has just passed Brett Moffitt. Crafton, one of the fastest 3 trucks in the field, now up to 4th, passing Josh Bilicki. See that blue marker on the leaderboard, which means he is one of the championship 4 drivers. So despite the fact we are leading the championship race right now, Crafton is closing in on us lap after lap, kind of like Sauter did to take the lead. We don't have to win this race to win the championship, but we do have to beat Matt Crafton, Austin Hill, and Brett Moffitt to win the championship. Three cautions in this race so far. Will we get another? It is very well possible. Hopefully we just race this one back to the finish, green flag. Truck seems to handle the best on the longer run. And if Crafton could get around Tyler Dipple for 3rd, that will definitely put him in position here. Sauter's pulled out to about a 1.5 seconds over us. And Crafton is now just past Tyler Dipple for 3rd. Thor Motorsports running 1-2-3 once again, and now Dipple battling back to get back around Crafton once again, but I had only assumed that's going to last for so long before Crafton could clear Dipple for 3rd. And now he's about 2 truck lengths ahead of him, about 0.2 of a second, so that is going to be it for that battle. Here we go now. Matt Crafton 2.5 seconds back of 2nd place. Ben Rhodes here for the championship. And now trying to close in with 37 laps to go. Meanwhile, Sauter slowly pulling away. About a 0.5 a lap or so. He keeps running the bottom of the track, so we're getting the straightaway speed off the top. Sauter definitely beating us in the corners right now. And just try to run him back down. "36 laps to go." Driving along in the in-truck cam. A looser setup here on this race truck. But loose is fast. Down to the bottom of the racetrack now in turns 1 and 2. Tracton's pretty much flatlined, if not lost some ground, since he's moved up into the 3rd position. We're just beating him on lap times just enough for him to have a harder time to try and close the gap here. As well, Johnny Sauter, who's ahead of us right now, is pretty much flatlined. Some laps I'm beating him, and some laps he's beating me. Move back to the top side of the track here, trying to get every ounce of momentum that we can. Riding the wall. First and foremost, we have to win the championship in this one, but definitely want to win the race along the way. That puts pressure on everybody else that's in the championship 4 to have to win this race as well, knowing that that's what they're going to have to do to win the championship. After now 3 seconds back. Just under a 1.5 lead now for Johnny Sauter. His lead is slowly vanquishing the last 2 to 3 laps. And lap traffic will be coming up here in a couple of laps. .31 to go. Sauter's stuck on the bottom of the track here, right behind one of those lap trucks. Looks to be Kyle Benjamin. I could be wrong about that one. Now we're going to have to move to the bottom here to at least get it. No, it's Mike Snyder, actually. Had to hit the brakes a couple times before he ran into the back of him. So as soon as we moved to the inside to get around Deegan, we had too much of a closing rate on Snyder, but we were able to get around him cleanly. Hindered our progress just a little bit, but not seemingly as much as what it hindered Johnny Sauter's progress, as he is definitely within reach. We can get through the lap traffic better here with less than 30 laps to go. Sauter seemingly getting around these lap trucks pretty easily, but at the same time, so am I. And a lot more lap traffic to come in the next couple laps. As you can see, about 4 or 5 trucks just in front of him, and this could make it a race for the win. 3 trucks directly in front of him here, basically taking about 3. He's stuck in the middle, tried to pick the perfect lane, and now here we come. To the outside, we're side by side for the lead. A little loose on the entry there, trying to get the truck to drive into the corner.
You're all clear up top there.
And we have just cleared Johnny Sauter. Oh, and now Anthony Alfredo in the way. We had to hit the brakes.
Still there. Inside. Clear high, clear high.
Sauter battling back.
You got room. You're clear.
Just able to clear him now down the front straightaway with 27 to go. New leader in this race. So we have just taken the lead. Now back to the top again. Dive bomb move in the corner for Sauter, but the lap truck of Travis Quaffle seemingly going to be in the way.
Stay high up there. Bottom clear.
Sauter battling to the inside of him though. All this racing, will it allow Crafton to catch back up to us?
Car there on the inside.
Or is it too little too late?
You're clear there.
Still plenty of time in this one though, and we could get another caution. Right up along the top side of the wall there. When will Sauter move to the top now to try and hopefully gain some ground? He goes back down to the bottom. A half-second lead on Johnny Sauter. Crafton just stuck in the lap traffic. Now 5 seconds back of the race lead in the championship.
Still there. All right, you're clear there.
Can we keep this pace up and be able to race to the finish?
Stay high up there. You're all clear on the bottom there.
Well, our tires last the rest of the way in this race though as well. The right front tire down to 44% tire wear. Austin Hill.
Still there.
Hill's gonna go a lap down. Unbelievable right there as Austin Hill is now falling a lap down.
All clear.
First of the 4 playoff drivers to be a lap down. He's in the free pass position for the moment though, and it's not over till it's over. .22 to go.
Stay high, stay high. Clear low, clear low.
Sauter fading back quickly now. He is 2 seconds off the race lead. .21 laps to go. Maybe Crafton can jump up to second, and if there is a caution, that could at least give him a shot to win this race and win the championship. I mean, I guess he could from third on the restart as well, but at least lining up side by side, he can do whatever it takes at that point, right from the get-go.
We got 20 more laps.
20 laps to go.
Stay low, stay low. All clear.
Three-second lead, 7 seconds for the championship over third place Matt Crafton. Austin Hill's a lap down. Brett Moffitt, not sure exactly where he's at right now, but we do know he's outside the top 5 and on older tires. Will the caution fly for the 4th time in this race?
Stay high up
Or can we stay green to the finish?
Clear low, bud.
Harrison Burton will now go a lap down. That means Austin Hill is no longer in the free pass position, so if a caution comes out, Hill will be stuck a lap down. It's been a clean race so far, pretty much from start to finish. Hopefully it continues that way as well, at least for our sake. 18 laps to go. And we've got the championship all but locked up as long as a caution does not come out. At the same time though, the right front tire now down to 31% tire wear, so you can make an argument that it's going to be close to making it to the end on fuel, but close to the end on tires, but I think we'll be fine. Fuel could be an issue, but as of right now, we are running good. We are to the good on fuel. Here's Todd Gilliland. In 10th, he will go a lap down. Only 9 trucks on the lead lap now. We are about a half a lap to the good on fuel. And there's a truck in the wall. That's Haley Deegan. And the caution will fly. Caution is out with 17 laps to go. And that will set up a finish to the end of this race. We will put 4 fresh tires back on the truck. And how about this one? 13 laps to go. We were the only truck on the lead lap to pit here, and this will be fun.
You're coming to the green. Ready?
Green flag back in the air at Homestead. Following the 4th caution of the race, who will win the championship? 13 laps to go. 13 laps to decide it all.
Still there. Car there on the inside.
What a move now down to the bottom. It's Enfinger.
Now.
Stuck on the top side of the racetrack.
Still there.
Now to the outside of Crafton for the championship lead. Off of turn 4, we're going to clear him. Sauter leads, 12 laps to go. Now to the inside for the race lead into turns 1 and 2. On 4 fresh tires. Ben Rhodes will prevail as the race leader. And it will be an official lead change when we get back to the line. Or will we get another yellow? Who knows? Only 1 truck is DNF'd in this one. Crafton hanging around in the top 5. 11 to go. We have a new leader at the line. It's Ben Rhodes. Trying to win the championship. Crafton back up to 4th. Now working on Sheldon Creed here for 3rd. Well, it's really a 3-truck battle for 3rd. Sauter tries to pull away from them guys. And 1 to run so far. 10 laps to go. Crafton again back up to 4th. Crafton now is just past Sheldon Creed for 3rd. He's doing everything he can on old tires to at least put himself in position in case of a caution. He's 4/10 of a second back, just 4 truck lengths back of second place Johnny Sauter. We've got lab trucks coming up on our tail right now. Grant Enfinger being one of them. 8 laps to go. And you never know, if Enfinger can close in on us and start racing with us, that could slow us down and maybe allow these guys to catch up from behind, despite the fact they're 4.5 seconds off the lead. Enfinger will move to the top side of the track, really trying to gain on us now. Some of these guys can pit for 4 fresh tires again. In fact, everybody else in the championship 4 has another 4 fresh Goodyear tires in a set on pit road. So if we are to get a caution, who's to say they won't pit? Knowing that I'm going to be on older tires to the end of this race, trying to fend everybody off. Here comes Enfinger. 6 laps to go here at Homestead. Crafton is closed into the back bumper of Johnny Sauter now for second. A little loose off of turn 2 there. We're good. Again, loose is fast if you can hold on to it. Off of turn 4 now. 5 laps to go. Matt Crafton is up to second here at Homestead. We have to win the race to win the championship now, as Crafton is up to second. We have really been the only 2 trucks pretty much throughout this race who look. Four laps to go in the season. Enfinger is coming. He is right there, but I think with us having the clean air, it's definitely helping him out. Crafton just trying to hold on to second on Johnny Sauter. He's battling him hard. Just in case of a caution. Brushed the wall a little bit there, but nothing too bad. And now we have 3 laps to go with an 8-second lead over Crafton. 3 laps left. Can we get to the white flag to signify that the next flag will end the race? Keep banging this thing off the wall lap after lap, but we're just trying to, you can tell with us running the top and trying to get to the white flag as quick as possible. 2 laps to go now in Homestead.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
So here we go, about a 10-second lead now as we come off of turn 4. Can we get to the white flag? Yes, we will. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go in the season. A 10-second lead over Matt Crafton. Crafton is in second. We had to win the race to win the championship.
Careful, still there.
As we pull away in the late stages here on fresh tires. This is going to be it.
You got room. You're clear.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time this year. The checkered flag will be in the air. Ben Rhodes will win the 2019 Gander Outdoor Truck Series Championship. An unbelievable season. Capped off as we finish undefeated in the playoffs, 7-0. in the postseason to win the title. We won the regular season championship and have dominated the majority of the season. Fantastic. One hour and 12 minutes here, 4 cautions from start to finish in this race. At Crafton finishes second. We had to win the race to win the title. There we are in victory lane with the Gander Outdoor Truck Series Championship. Crafton had the fastest lap of the race, so at times he was the fastest truck, 32.764 there. We led the most laps, 62 out of the 134 laps led. Josh Balicki on the move, started at the rear and last, finished 9th. Chastain started 4th, finished dead last, but that's besides the fact here in this one. We win the Gander Outdoor Truck Series Championship. Ben Rose wins the championship. It was a fun season while it lasted. We had some classic finishes at times, including the Talladega race, probably the race of the year. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend going back. There was moments throughout the race where we missed a couple wrecks, one of which I don't know how we didn't get caught up in. Kept it going to the finish. And yeah, I had a 3-wide finish there. That was probably the race of the year, so definitely go back and watch that one. That's how we got to the championship. We won that race, and then we were able to win this race here. 16-win season in the Truck Series. That is a record for the Truck Series. That is going to be it for this one. Leave a like if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button for more NASCAR Heat 4 and other NASCAR content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. It was a pretty fun season.